Getting shredded is easy, actually. And you might not believe it, but it's actually crazy simple if you follow the framework that I'm about to lay out to you in this video. And in this video, I'm not gonna focus as much on like the tangible stuff like, oh, go to the gym, get strong, fast, eat healthy. No. I'm gonna focus on the intangibles because that's what it's always about. It's about the stuff that you can't see. It's about the habits, the consistency, the mindset, the willpower, the drive, the motivation, all that. So in this video, we're gonna focus on the intangibles so that way you can actually get shredded and make it a pretty easy process. And real quick, just a moment of silence for myself because there's a baddie in the gym and I didn't walk up to her today. But enough simping, we can't focus on that. Just gotta get back to it, gotta get back to being that nigga. Next time I see her, I'm gonna go up, shoot my shot, whatever it be. But seriously, y'all, back to the topic of the video. So why/purpose, that is the first part. That's the first intangible. If you're trying to get shredded, you gotta have a why, you gotta have a purpose behind why you're doing what you're doing. So for myself personally, it's like I wanna model. I just wanna be in shape. It's always been my dream to have a lean, athletic, aesthetic physique. For you, it might be you wanna protect your family. Maybe you wanna be healthier for your family. The main thing is just you wanna have a why, you wanna have a purpose behind why you're doing what you're doing, because there's gonna be a lot of days where, you know, you might not be as motivated to train. You might not be as motivated to eat healthy. You might not be as motivated to just go to sleep and turn off your phone. But if you have a why, if you have a purpose behind why you're doing what you're doing, then you can always go back to that. For me, like I said, I've always wanted to like just look good. But on top of that, it's also kind of like, you know, this is low-key like my job right now. So it's like, shoot, bro, if you start eating unhealthy, if you start getting fat, it's like, I can't really be on camera out here talking to y'all, telling y'all how to get healthy and get lean and jacked and aesthetic and all that if I myself am fat. So it's like, you know, y'all kind of hold me accountable. So there's that. And yeah, it's just like, I'm like the example is how I like to consider it. Is like, what I tell y'all to do is exactly what I do myself. So if I'm telling y'all to do something and I'm not doing it, then I can't get on camera here and really like talk my shit and be like, yo, like, do this, do that. Like, I can't. So my why, my purpose is honestly y'all, and just trying to set a great example so that way y'all can also see that what I'm telling you works. But yeah, the second part, after you have your why/purpose established, you know, once you know why you're doing what you're doing, you gotta have goals, because goals, it's like it's how you measure your progress. That way you keep progressing. You keep actually making progress and seeing results. Because look, if you're just blindly going to the gym like, oh, I want to get big, oh, I want to get strong, it's like, dude, you got to be specific. It's like if you don't set a destination for your ship, you're just gonna float around aimlessly. So you gotta set a destination, set a goal on what you want to achieve. So ideally, if you're in the gym, then set a strength goal. Say like, I want to bench 300 pounds, I want to squat 400 pounds, I want to power clean 250 pounds or something. You know, just set goals and then just measure it, you know, week by week. Okay, I'm at 250. Next week, let's hit 255 or 260 on bench, okay? And that way you just keep progressing. It's real easy to measure. Maybe you got different goals too. It could be your weight. Like, I don't really recommend weight though, because here's the thing. If you just get strong, you'll naturally shred down fat and you'll naturally gain muscle as long as you're not like dirty bulking in the process. So I always say just focus on strength and focus on speed. Like, if you're going out and running sprints, focus on getting your time down. You know, let's say you're running a 100-meter dash. Get that down from 15 seconds to 14 seconds. Focus on that, you know. Invest in a stopwatch, maybe. It's not that hard. But yeah, you just want to set goals and then consistently measure those goals. That way you can see if you're progressing. If, let's say, one session you're not making progress, you're not getting closer to your goal, then that means you got to adjust. Maybe your recovery isn't as good. Maybe you haven't been eating like you should. Maybe you just haven't been as focused. You haven't been as intent, and you've been doing stuff with bad form. Who knows? But yeah, just have goals. That way you can measure your progress and actually make progress. And then the third thing, and probably the most important, environment. You really want to set up your environment for success, because that's where a lot of people fail. That's where a lot of people get it fucked up, is that they don't set up their environment for success. Like, dude, if you're trying to get lean, if you're trying to get shredded, but you got Oreos and you got freaking cookies and cakes and you got chips all scattered throughout the house, it's gonna be way harder to get lean and shredded compared to the dude that just has like rice and chicken and broccoli just scattered around his house, because he's not gonna have as much temptation. Because understand, the only reason that you have cravings for like unhealthy food is just because it's around. You know, you get exposed to it in ads, you get exposed to it if you watch TV, and also if you have it in your house. It's like you walk by it enough times, you know, you look in the fridge 10 times, eventually on the 11th time you're gonna crack. You're gonna grab that cake, you're gonna grab that cookie. So just set up your environment for success. You know, at night, keep your phone out of your room, so that way, you know, keep your phone, keep electronics out of your room. That way you're not tempted to stay up late and fuck up your sleep and not get deep sleep. And when it comes to the gym, you know, set up your gym clothes the night before. That way you wake up, just throw them on, boom, get out the door, go and get to it. Now the workout's done for the day. Same thing with the food. That's really the most important, is like, just don't buy unhealthy food. Like, if you know it's bad for you, don't buy it. For one, you're gonna save money and you're gonna look good in the process. So just set up your environment for success. And this can also come down to family as well too. Like, if you're with a family that be, you know, eating unhealthy food, cooking with seed oils, cooking a whole bunch of bread and flour and wheat products and refined carbs and added sugar, maybe try to educate them, like, be like, yo, like, we shouldn't be eating this. You know, show them one of these videos, be like, yo, like, Sule's been putting me on game. Or you could even do something like, you could just move out, nigga. Like, get your own crib. So that way you ain't gotta deal with people that that's trying to hold you back. Like, if you got friends that's always binge drinking, I'm not saying to cut them off, but, you know, cut back on that for sure. It could be like, yo, like, I can't go out. Like, I'm not trying to, you know, just binge drink. Or just have like an environment, a community of people around you that actually respects your decisions. Like, if you tell them like, yo, I'm trying to lose weight, tell them like, yo, I'm trying to get stronger, they're actually gonna hold you accountable. Like, let's say you skip a day in the gym, they're like, yo, and go to the gym today. You're not gonna get to your goals that way. And that way they just hold you accountable, and it's just way easier to do it that way. So, you know, just set up an environment for success. Cultivate an environment that makes it easier to get to your goals. And then the last part, the last intangible, is just having a little bit of willpower. Because understand, all of this stuff is really just habit, okay? Like, me personally, I'm in the habit of fasting consistently, eating one meal a day. I'm in the habit of going to the gym and training consistently. I'm in the habit of getting deep sleep, getting 8+ hours a night. So because of that, it's easy. Like, for me to get 6 hours of sleep a night, to skip the gym, to eat unhealthy, that's uncommon. And like, I'll do that and I'll be like, this is the habit I don't wanna reinforce. Then I'll just go back to my normal regular habits. But it wasn't an overnight fix. So just understand, when it comes to building a habit, if you have the environment set up for success, then it'll be easier to, you know, have that willpower and drive for the first few weeks when you're trying to build the habit. Because it will take like a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to really build and cement that habit into your brain. Think about it like, you know, you're walking down a path, you know, you got this like grass pasture land with super tall grass. And whenever you walk down one path, you know, the grass gets flatter and flatter, and then you actually form a path. But if you're only like walking down the path one time, and then that's the only time you walk down it, the grass will just grow back tall and it'll be tall. I don't know if I'm explaining it that well, but just think of it like grooves and whatnot. You want to keep reinforcing the path that you want to walk down. So when it comes to the good habits, just make sure that you're eating healthy, make sure that you're sleeping good, make sure that you're going to the gym, and just do that consistently. Do that for a couple weeks. That way it becomes a habit, and then it becomes easier to just do the habit rather than not do the habit. Yeah, that makes sense. And then the last part of this video, I'm gonna just tell y'all like what you should be doing, but just understand, none of like what you should be doing is actually going to work for you unless you first apply, you know, the intangibles. Have your why, have some goals, set up your environment for success, and just have a little bit of willpower for that first part of the process when you're trying to ingrain these as habits. But the first thing really is just consistency. It's just building the habit. Consistently going to the gym, consistently eating healthy, consistently getting your sleep, just staying consistent. And obviously there's gonna be days where you might fuck up. You might go out for a night, you might drink a whole bunch of alcohol, eat some street tacos, and then skip the gym the next day because you're too hungover. It is what it is, bro. You just gotta get back on the horse the next day. Don't let one day turn into 2 days, because once it turns into 2 days, that's how habits start, and that's how bad habits start. But also look at it that way, like, if you got 1 day of eating clean and going to the gym and sleeping good, and then you get 2 days and you start stacking those days, eventually that's gonna be the habit. So, you know, make sure that you're watering what it is you wanna grow. On top of that too, second part when it comes to the diet is just real simple. Eat real food, meat, fruits, veggies. You know, if you can't find it in nature, don't eat it. And eliminate the fake food, seed oils, the refined carbs, the added sugars. Is like, I say the same thing in every video damn near. But yeah, eat real food, eliminate toxic fake food that causes inflammation, causes your skin to break out, just causes you to be fat and stupid, as a matter of fact. You know, eating junk food actually does make you dumb, by the way. On top of that, just incorporate fasting as well. Try to do like a 16-8 hour feeding window or 18-6. And that way you just spend more time in a fat burning state where your body dips into a light state of ketosis. That's when you burn some fat. And that way you burn off that fat, and you know, you don't even have to eat less calories. You can still eat the same amount, but your body will burn fat. And also on top of that, when it comes to the real food, just eat high fat, high protein foods to be satiated, and you'll be good. When it comes to the training, it's real simple. Make sure that you're just getting stronger in the gym. If you're running sprints, make sure that you're getting faster with your sprints. On top of that, try to walk instead of jog, because what jogging does is jogging makes you lose weight, meaning that you'll also lose muscle and fat in the process. So even though you'll lose some fat, you'll also lose muscle, which is what we don't want to lose. Instead, opt for walking. That's just low steady state cardio that'll burn off only fat without burning off any muscle. Top of that, get your sleep. 8+ hours a night. Ideally, you want to get about, I say like 8.5. Me personally, that's what I go for, 8.5 or 9 hours. That way you just clear waste from your brain so you can think clearly. And that's also when you regrow and rebuild your muscle tissues that you broke down. So that way you can come back looking bigger, looking stronger, all that good stuff. And then last part too, you can also just do some biohacking. Like when it comes to the sauna, ideally just hit the sauna like once a week for about an hour. And I know that sounds crazy, but you just take breaks. So you go like 20 minutes in, 5-minute break, 20 minutes in, 5-minute break. Do that for 3 to 4 rounds. I'm telling you, that joint gonna get you right. It's like me personally, what I do, I work out, every day throughout the week, and then Sunday, I just take it off. But I go hit the sauna, recover by hitting like an hour, hour and a half in the sauna, and boom, I'm good. On top of that, also get sunlight as well. Sunlight gives you the vitamin D, which is a hormone, so it makes everything function properly. It also increases fast twitch muscle fibers, aka bigger muscles. On top of that, start using creatine too, 5 to 10 grams a day. That way, you're just gonna have more energy in the gym. You're gonna have more ATP storages, and if you get stronger faster, then you can get bigger and more muscular faster as well. So yeah, that's really all it is. It's nothing too complicated. Just get strong, eat real food, and get your sleep, and you'll be good. But on top of that, make sure you have a why, make sure you got goals, make sure you got an environment that's actually set up for your success. Because at the end of the day, if the intangibles aren't set up, like you can know that you need to eat healthy, you can know that you should avoid bad food, you can know you should go to the gym. But if you don't do it, it's not gonna make a difference, bro. So just have those intangibles set up, cultivate your environment for success, let go of everything that doesn't serve you, and only keep the stuff that's actually aiding you and benefiting you. For all that being said, I am the one Sule. Check out the top link in the description below if you want to get your top 1% physique with the school community. I got programs on training, diet, and recovery. On top of that, don't forget to check me out at my other socials at the one Sule. And don't forget to check out the last video I made about the dark, ugly truth behind fitness influencers. That's gonna be an interesting one. Y'all gonna want to see that. But seriously, if you made it this far, if you watched this whole video, appreciate you. Stay up and stay blessed and stay based. Dooski.